Hi, ladies. So I had to take a minute to discuss this new Netflix docuseries that is 4 parts that discusses Sarma Mingalis, who was the founder of a Manhattan clean eating spot called Pure Food and Wine. That was a tabloid fixture in 2016 after she defrauded investors and apparently went on the run under the spell of this bizarre man. Now, let me say, this whole story is just wild. And it was also very frustrating to watch this series because Sarma and some other people are really trying to paint the picture that she is a victim of extreme gaslighting and coercive control, when this is a truly successful business woman. So she's not some dummy, who didn't know anything about life. She had been married previously before. And it's just this very weird story that I think she's able to get away with because she's a beautiful woman. And the whole story is just so unbelievably weird. So I wanted to come and talk about the dangers of being a desperate woman and extreme pick-me-ism, because this story is insane. So this has become a really big documentary on Netflix. It's being streamed a lot because it's so interesting to see how a woman who was so successful with her business, Pure Food and Wine, a very famous restaurant that celebrities frequented like Chelsea Clinton, Tom Brady, Giselle, Alec Baldwin, Owen Wilson, and Anne Hathaway, all these people, went to the restaurant and it made it a hot spot. So it's so weird how someone with so much success could come under some weird spiritual spell of a man who told her that she was going to be immortal along with her dog. Yeah, I'm not lying. You have to watch it. It's wild. Mingalis opened Pure Food and Wine with her boyfriend at the time, who later became her husband. They fell out and she was allowed to buy her husband out with an investor. So she started with a lot of debt. And that's the biggest thing about this story. She was already in like almost $2 million worth of debt from purchasing the restaurant, which was crazy to me. I didn't understand that. I was like, okay, so she bought it, but she owes him $2 million. And that next year, she opened something else, One Lucky Duck, which was like a juice takeaway, I guess, where they sold snacks and things of that nature. And she was doing well, trying to pay off her debt. And then in 2011, she discovered her now former husband, Anthony Strangis, a junk food loving gambling criminal who had been in Alec Baldwin's Twitter mentions. And they got together, they got married, and then he apparently swindled millions from her. Well, I think it was like 1.5 million. And as I watched this documentary, I was just thinking to myself, the levels of stupidity that you have to be in to agree to such behavior. I mean, she's going with this whole, I was in a trance. They were into some weird, I guess it's some form of spirituality where they were not of this world, and he had her believing that she had to do these tests and these trials. It was so you guys, it was so weird and like twisted. I mean, I can't even explain how I just sat there. Me and my husband at some points, we would just sit and look at each other like, this can't be real. Like, this can't be real. So apparently her husband had her believing that if she endured a series of humiliating tests, including sending him money, she would pass into a new reality where she and her beloved pit bull Leon would become immortal, and she would gain wealth and power to steer the future forward. Child, I don't I don't know. I don't understand. But it made me start thinking about how a woman like this, who is smart, educated, intelligent, beautiful, had all the keys that she needed to be successful and paired with a decent man, how when you allow yourself to go to weird places in your mind, psychologically, emotionally, you could find yourself in a dark place. And that is one way that people get manipulated. That's one way people are fooled, deceived, and tricked. And a lot of times people are fooled under the guise of love. And you have some women who will do anything to be loved, even if it's not love, even if it's like their perception of what love is. We've talked about it here on my channel, taking off all your clothes, dotting it up on Instagram for male attention because they are so male identified, thinking you have to change your whole personality, who you are, what you believe in, instead of sticking by your values and pairing with a man that matches those values so that you can build a healthy life together. And look, I consider myself to be a spiritual person. I am a believer, but I don't know what kind of spirituality they were talking about. I really just can't believe a woman allowed herself to be dragged through the mud, have all of her money, and I can't even say stolen. They're presenting it like the money was stolen, but Sarmer gave this man all her money, okay? He didn't slap her. I never heard anything about abuse. He didn't tie her up. He didn't tell her, I'm going to kill you if you don't give me this money. He is manipulative. I mean, if you listen to the messages, you can tell that. But from me listening to him talk, I could tell he was nuts. This is why you got to be careful with meeting people online. I've met friends online, but, this online dating can go very weird. She met him online. And more than anything, why she really brought this on herself. And people could say, oh, it's victim blaming, but I don't look at her as a victim because she robbed her employees of a check. I mean, eventually they got paid out when she did this Netflix deal, but you can't do that to people. People have families, people have mortgages, people have rent, people need to buy food, people are trying to survive. So the fact that she couldn't come out of this trance to see that she is hurting innocent people who need their livelihood to survive makes me not, feel for her as like a victim. I do feel bad that obviously she's mentally off. And when I was reading a Vanity Fair article, she was talking about, people think I've gone through some type of like psychotherapy, but she's like, she can't afford it because it would be like $500 an hour for her to see a specialist, but she would be happy to be used as a case study. Well, somebody needs to use her as a case study because you have to be absolutely out of your mind or have no self-worth at all to allow a man to convince you to give him all of your money that you need to run your business when you're already in debt, and then go on the run with him. So eventually she's caught. I still haven't watched the last episode. I know she does do some jail time, and she gets the Netflix special, so she is able to pay off her debts, and I'm happy that she was able to do that. But I really just wanted to say desperation and extreme pick-meism is, it's going to take a lot of women down a dark road. I mean, you can't love somebody more than you love yourself. And to me, all the signs were there. One, she didn't know what he did for a living. He was some kind of fighter. He had some kind of mysterious job. She didn't know what he was doing. He was just lying. And so this whole idea of intimate partner brainwashing, I'm sorry, you can only be brainwashed if you allow someone to brainwash you. And that could be, like I said, some form of mental illness. That could be something that happened in someone's childhood. I know her parents were divorced, but her dad seemed like a pretty solid guy. We never met her mom, but we also know that her husband was able to manipulate her mom out of money. So that might show the issue might lay with, maybe her mom in some way, because her husband was able to manipulate her mom, but not her dad and not her sister. And it's crazy because everyone around her could see that this was a strange, off man. Everyone that was interviewed in the documentary, could see that. So it's really interesting. I think you guys should go take a look at it. And I want to point out some of the things, some of the glaring red flags that this intelligent woman ignored. First of all, he didn't have a job. You didn't know what his job was. No. You need to know what the person that you are in a relationship does for a living. She said he would pop in and out of her life, be gone for a couple days, come back. That was weird. The way he talked to her, oh my gosh. Are y'all in relationships with men who cuss y'all out on a normal basis? No. You got to be an extreme pick-me to allow a man to use profanity with you. I mean, this is shocking to me. I don't know if this is how people live their life, with their spouse cussing them out, talking all rough, hard, and aggressive. He was mean. He was rude. He said weird things. And I'm just thinking, why is she fighting for this love? They said she was a loner. She liked being alone. Well, if that was the case, she wouldn't have taken all this crap from Anthony. Anthony was insane. He was out of his mind. And I can see that. I don't understand why she couldn't see it. And this is dangerous. Be okay with being with you. Be okay with leaving any type of friendship, any type of job, any type of relationship where you are being abused, mistreated, gaslighted. When you think you're starting to act weird, go seek help, go get counseling, open up your Bible, do something, because I don't understand it. I don't even know what to say. So I'm going to watch this last episode with my husband and, just try to process everything I saw. But it's so weird. It's so extreme. It's so strange. And this whole I'm a victim, I was brainwashed. No. I just need her to say, I knew what I was doing. I did it anyway because I didn't want to lose the man. I think, let me tell you what I think before I go. I think she thought that he had a lot of money. And in the end, she was going to see the return from all of these test he was putting her through, because people said they did not appear to be in love. They were not touchy-feely. They were a weird couple. And so I'm thinking she married him thinking he had money. So, a lot of women will be a pick-me. If they think a man has money, they will do anything. I told y'all they will crawl on all fours. If some women, if they think a man has money, instead of choosing a man with morals, values, and character that they know is going to be a good provider, a good person, a spiritually sound person, a moral person, the love of money could take you down this path too. So he was telling her he had all this money. So I'm thinking, maybe she married him thinking I'm going to have access to all of his money. And in the end, she wasn't that bright. So he was able to abuse and manipulate her. Now, I do think what he was doing to her was a form of abuse, but I think she was accepting it. She was accepting it. Like, it was a lot of steps. He's like wiring me money, and she's wiring him $50,000, $40,000, $10,000. Girl, what is wrong with you? Are you insane? Are you crazy? Something's wrong with you, Sarma. Something is wrong with you, Sarma. Something's wrong with you. I don't understand it. I don't understand why a beautiful woman like this couldn't settle down with a decent man. I don't understand why she let this man ruin her reputation, her life, her business, everything she worked so hard for. And, we may not experience things on this extreme, but I'm telling you, young ladies who are out here dating, keep your resources, keep your money in your bank account, because there is no reason you should marry a man and he is draining all of your resources and he's not contributing to the household. Anthony was contributing nothing. He was draining the resources. And I know people in marriage do their finances different. In my marriage, everything is one. We're one. Now, we might have multiple accounts, but we're one. We don't look at money as it's my money, it's your money. We don't operate like that. There's no need to. Everything I need, I can get from my husband. There's no need to, have any type of financial abuse or hiding money. We don't do that. However they was doing their finances, Anthony was bringing nothing in, okay? And he was draining everything out of Sarma's business, which is a big no. So I don't know. I don't know if Sarma is mentally ill. I don't know if Sarma just has extreme low self-esteem. I don't know if Sarma just wanted a man this bad or to be loved this bad. I don't know if Sarma was playing the game because she thought he was wealthy and she was going to get the return on the back end, which that's my theory. All this gaslighting and blah, blah, blah. To me, that sounds like a lie. I think Sarma thought Anthony was wealthy and she was going to get the return on the back end. And what she got was jail time and a ruined reputation. So ladies, let's think about these things when we're out here, making friends and dating and, starting relationships. Let's think about this. We do not want to ever dive into extreme pick-me-ism. This is bad. This is really, really bad. So I'm going to watch the last episode and process it all. And I will see you guys in my next video. I have a new video coming up, so look out for that. And I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.